Okay, so here's another video. I'm posting this one to talk about how to do your isometric drawings for your puzzle cube challenge. This video, we're going to talk about how to draw your brainstorming for like the different cube combinations that you might use. So I'm going to show you some examples of each of these, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you some non-examples, okay, after we get some examples. So I'm going to do one of each of these, and then maybe two of the four. But essentially what you're doing is you're making a drawing out of your cubes, right? And for the puzzle cube challenge, you have a choice between a maximum of using 4 cubes for a puzzle piece, up to 6 cubes for your puzzle piece. So that's where we'll start. So we'll start with the 4 cubes. And so let's say the first shape that we're going to draw is an L shape. This is a common shape that I see. So it's making this L like this. So we'll start with that. So for the 4 cubes to draw this, and again, we're drawing on isometric graph paper, and isometric graph paper is a great way to kind of introduce three-dimensional drawing. And so we want to think about it in terms of faces. So the first face that we see is really outlined here, right? And so we can take that outline and we're going to go down to, right? So these 2 squares that I've just drawn is that line right there. Okay, is that line going up and down? And then we'll go down 3 squares. And so that's this line right here. Okay. And then we'll go back up 1 square. So that's this guy. So I'm going to go back into, okay. And you'll notice that when I'm drawing, most of the time, I like to actually turn the paper so I'm drawing straight towards me. It's easier to draw a straight line if you're dragging yourself towards you, or dragging the pen towards you. So you'll see me kind of switch it back and forth. So I got 1 face there, right? So now I have this face. But this puzzle piece is a 3-dimensional object. So we want to draw it in a 3rd dimension. And the way that we can do that is if we turn it up on its side here, okay? We have it looking down. We see that it's 1 cube wide right here. So that is this top corner, right? This corner right here is this corner right here. And so we're going to draw a line going across. All right. So now we've actually drawn it in the 3rd dimension. And then we can close up that face. And that's actually the tip of it there. All right. And then we're going to draw our line in here. And we'll just kind of keep going up. Okay. Okay, so this one's almost done. It is 4 cubes here. We can see that this would be a cube, 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 right on top. So that's 4 cubes. You'll notice that I did not draw the lines where a cube is connected, right? We don't want to do that. We want to think about this as one solid piece because it's going to be glued together. Okay, so don't draw that line and that line, that line, that line. You're only drawing where there's an edge. Okay, we want the outside edges of it. If we start putting in those middle lines, it means something else in our multi-view drawing file. Pardon me. Excuse me. Okay, so let's say we wanted another combination of this. Let's say we wanted to move this top cube into the center. So I'm taking this cube that's on the top, right? And I'm going to move it in one. And so now I have that middle one, instead of being here, is now here. So I'm going to move that over, right? And again, I want to start off with the edge of my puzzle piece, okay? So you can start with this edge right here. Okay, I just drew that edge right there, and then I'm going to draw my bottom 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I just went 1, 2, 3 spaces. 1 space is 1 edge. Okay. Okay, so I got my 1-dimension drawing, right? I've got this face of it drawn. Now I need to actually include that it's a 3-dimensional drawing, okay? All right. That line was not fantastic. Try to improve that a little bit. Okay. So now we've got, this is another combination, right? So I would need 3 more combinations of 4 cubes to make this section complete, all right? And I want to label it so that it's organized. I need to know that, is this a 4 cube combination? Is this a 3 cube, or is it a 2 cube, or whatever it is, you know? Last thing I want you to include on it is that all of the faces facing in the same direction should have the same shading. So shading with a pen is a little bit difficult, but what you can do instead of like trying to shade it in is just represent the faces that are all facing in one direction using one kind of set of shading lines, and then in the other direction we can actually just use 2 shading. Okay, so again, all of the faces going in this direction, right? So that's anything that's kind of pointing the way that my pen is pointing. So that would be this face right here. We'll do 1 line. This face right here. We'll do 1 line. Okay, there's no other faces facing that way. Okay, and then that means my side face okay. So there you go. There's my 2 first examples. So a 5 cuber. Let's say that we wanted to take my last cube puzzle piece down here and we wanted to add a cube that's coming out this way. So we would start with kind of our outline here, and this is going to this is where it's going to get a little bit more challenging. You're going to have to think ahead here. Okay, we're going to come out this way now. Going to come back to. So I've just added my 2 cubes, or my 1 cube sticking out this way, right? And there we go. So now I've taken this one. So I've taken this last puzzle piece that I just drew, and I've put another cube right there. Okay, so I know it's hard to see because I'm coming straight down, but if I turned it on its side, it would look like that. Okay, from a different view. All right, so now I can still shade it again, all the faces that are facing this way. So this would be 5 cubes. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have lots of different combinations of your 5 cubes. How many combinations of 5 do you need? Let's take a look. You need 7 combinations of 5 cubes. So you're going to place blocks in different spots on this for 7 different combinations. All right. So maybe you take this block and you bring it down here. Okay. So before we started it off like that, and now you might want to put that block down there. So now you could draw that outline. This is a much more simple shape to start with, by the way, if you wanted to do that. And then 6 cubes, I don't really think I need to do a 6 cube one. You could continue out here. You could add another one if you wanted. You could add one on the top of this, so this would be going up 1 more cube. It would just be, it's really up to you how you want to do your combinations, okay? Let's get into some non-examples. All right, so let's say you drew this cube right here, this puzzle piece right here. I would look at your drawing and go, okay, so as long as it's shaded, let's shade it real quick. Okay, I would say that looks like a great isometric drawing of a 3 cube puzzle piece. This would not be acceptable because it only has 3 cubes. Okay, the furniture company is asking that your puzzle cubes have a minimum of 4 cubes and a maximum of 6. So if you have this is too few cubes. It's only 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. You would have to add another cube out here, or sticking out this way, or out here somewhere in. You'd have to add another cube. So that would not work for us. Okay, so too many cubes. So let's say you did. I didn't give myself enough space, I don't think. But that's all right. I'll make it work. Make it work. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Well, maybe I can make it work. Sure, why not? We'll just go through our word there. All right. And then we're going to go, well, where can I add a cube here? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, let's go out this way. I'm going to add some more. Awesome. Great. Not my best drawing, but didn't account for enough space there. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes. That will not work. Ignore this line right here. Okay, so that would be 7 cubes. So this will not work. It's too many cubes. Should only have a maximum of 6 cubes. So if you drew it, there's another reason that this one won't work, but we're going to get that down here. Okay, so this one has more than 6 cubes, will not work. Too many cubes. These are non-examples. All right, connected at edges. Okay, so let's say you have, let's go. And it's actually hard to draw it with connected at edges. Aha, I'll do it down here. That's good. Okay, so here we go. This cube looks like this. This puzzle piece actually looks like this. It's got 3 on the top, right? And then it has 1 kind of dangling down here. Well, this doesn't have too many puzzle pieces. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number of cubes is fine, but it's connected at this edge, and you can't glue these edges together. So this one will not work because it's connected at edges. Okay, so that's why that one won't work. So you can't try to glue 2 edges together. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Okay, too long. If you design a puzzle piece, let's say that looks like this. Okay, let's say you do this one. Okay, it's too long. You just made a puzzle piece like this. Your puzzle cube is only 3 by 3 by 3. So if we drew that puzzle cube, it would look like this. So your puzzle, when it's all said and done and put together, will look like this. 3 by 3 by 3. That's 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. By 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. By 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. Well, this is 4 long. So if you put this puzzle piece in this cube, guess what? It's not going to fit. You have to. It would stick out here. This end right here would stick out right there. Can't do it. Can't have too long of a piece. It's got to be less than 3 long. So I will not. So if you made any of these mistakes in your drawings and your puzzle part combinations, they're not going to count towards your 5 combinations of 4 or your 7 combinations of 5 or your 8 combinations of 6. So make sure that you are paying attention to, again, your shading. I want it to be shaded like this, okay? And I want to make sure that you're not making these mistakes. If you make these mistakes, you're not going to get credit for this part of the assignment, okay? Any questions? Ask me in class, or you can post a question in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer that. Thanks for your time.